Rabbit holes. The term comes from the book Alice in Wonderland. When Alice followed a rabbit into a hole, she ended up in the eponymous Wonderland, a place full of strange creatures and characters. Online, you may hear the term rabbit hole used to describe something that, on the surface, doesn't seem like there's much information about it. But once you go further into researching it, there turns out to be a lot of information about the subject, and all that information is very weird. With personalized Mario 64, it has its own rabbit hole, which the MIPS Hole Wiki article calls the MIPS Hole. And throughout this series, I am reading MIPS Hole Wiki articles. But what's a rabbit hole without rabbits? This time around, I want to read an article about the rabbit of Mario 64, Mips. He actually appeared in the game, and in the actual game, he does make reference to the rabbit of Alice in Wonderland, so it is fitting that this is called the MIPS Hole. And so, I'm going to be reading the MIPS Hole Wiki article about Mips. Enjoy! Mips. Mips is a rabbit that appears exclusively in Super Mario 64, within the basement after a certain amount of stars are collected. After 15 stars, he will appear and run away from the player. If caught, he'll give the player a star. After 50 stars, he'll reappear again with the same gimmick. Give the player a second star. Origin. The rabbit's name is derived from the MIPS microprocessor. Microprocessor without interlocked pipeline stages, which is in the instruction set used within the Nintendo 64. Mips was actually one of the first characters modeled for Super Mario 64 hardware, alongside Mario himself. Where in an early prototype he would follow Mario around. He was kept due to a fondness by Nintendo staff. In Super Mario 64 DS, Mips does not return, and is instead replaced by a group of rabbits. Internally, these rabbits are known as MIP, and drop keys called MIP keys. Phenomena. Mips throwing. In Super Mario 64's development, Mario was originally able to throw Mips, and the developers had the intent of letting Mario throw him by the ears. However, this wasn't done due to time constraints, and perhaps some internal conflicts relating to animal abuse. Some players, however, swore by being able to throw Mips, and vividly remember doing so. Many have then tied this to the personalization AI, allowing Mips to be thrown. With that, it's actually possible to throw Mips in most circulated versions of the game, but only in a body of water. This can only be done by clipping into the area where the pillars that control the moat level is found, and can only be done before the moat is drained. Remnants of this function exist in the final game, such as an unused animation of Mips bouncing on the floor as though recovering from being thrown. The animation can be viewed in-game by changing the values. Code still exists for this animation being used when Mips is thrown, although that's only possible in a body of water, which can be done via the aforementioned glitch. Mips Clip. Mips Clip is the name given to a glitch commonly used in the 16-star speedrun. This glitch allows Mario to clip through doors using Mips, and can take Mips with him if he precisely turns around by crawling and grabs Mips, taking him through the door. This is used in a 16-star speedrun to clip Mips out of the basement corridors, and then clip him through the 30-star door leading to Dire Dire Docks and Bowser in the Fire Sea. Floating Mips. Floating Mips is an anomaly where Mips will appear in the regular spawn location, though they will be levitating and have no textures on their face. They will also lack collision, making picking them up and obtaining their stars impossible. There is currently no known explanation for this anomaly. Mipsy. Main article, Mipsy. Mipsy is a pink rabbit, similarly to the beta pink MIPS model. They will function the same as regular Mips, though will appear on the 3rd floor. They will usually run faster than MIPS and have frustrating movement patterns. It is believed Mipsy was replaced with MIPS due to being too difficult. Here in the gallery, we can see a very bizarre image. It's apparently from the iceberg explanation image, and it shows MIPS in some unknown area talking to Mario. He says,
"Are you lost? You really shouldn't be walking around in unknown places."
This image fascinates me, and hopefully I can learn more about it as we read these MIPS Hole Wiki articles. Well, that was short. Does this mean I had to end the video here? We've read the MIPS article. No, wait, I got an idea. Let's turn this video into a double feature.
Science fiction. Double feature. Dr. X will build a creature.
That's right, a MIPS Hole Wiki reading double feature. We read the MIPS article, but let's read that little Mipsy article linked near the end. Let's learn more about this anomalous pink rabbit that looks like MIPS. Mipsy. Mipsy is a nickname given to a female version of Mips the rabbit, which can appear in certain personalized copies. She appears as an untextured and somewhat unfinished pink version of MIPS, although some people claim to encounter a variant which has a finished model and textures. She always appears on the 3rd floor, and usually appears only once after 60 stars have been collected, although may appear after more or less. Behavior. As opposed to Mips's consistent speed, Mipsy's speed typically varies, usually running faster than MIPS, although sometimes she is slower. Players who encountered Mipsy say that they were frustrated by Mipsy's movement patterns, often taking turns that are sharp and unpredictable. She typically runs up the stairs that lead to the entrance to the door to the endless stairs, and occasionally jumps down over the banisters, which players claim was extremely aggravating to deal with. Notes. Again, Mipsy is only the unofficial nickname. She is most likely also called MIPS, but here she's referred to as Mipsy to differentiate the two. Mipsy bears resemblance to the pink rabbit model found in the 2020 Giga leak. People who claim to try and use Mipsy to glitch through the door to the endless stairs said it doesn't work. However, this does not matter as the door is always available to enter. People who encounter Mipsy claim that Bowser in the Sky doesn't have red coins after Mipsy has been encountered. Speculation. The most common belief is that Mipsy was the beta version of MIPS, evidenced by the pink rabbit found in the Giga leaks. Mipsy was most likely replaced by MIPS due to the somewhat frustrating movement patterns. Now what I don't get is how Mipsy can be a beta version of MIPS. It was already established in the article for MIPS that MIPS was one of the first 2 things created for Super Mario 64, the other being Mario himself. How can Mipsy be a beta version of MIPS if MIPS came before Mipsy? Perhaps Mipsy was originally intended to be the rabbit that ran around the castle, but after playtesters found her too difficult to catch, she was replaced with an older model? That would make more sense if it was said like that, but there's no kind of clarification in the MIPS Hole Wiki articles. If they would make a clarification, I would appreciate that.
At the late night, double feature, picture show, I wanna go. To the late night, double feature, picture show.